Hi guys, so this is a video lecture on the final research essay prompt, or essay 4 prompt. So I'm in the week 12 learning module. This is where you can find the prompt. So all you have to do is click on it as usual, and then you click here when it downloads, wait for it to download, okay, and then you hit enable editing. Okay, so this is our prompt here, and at the top you'll notice all the due dates for the research paper assignments, and we're going to be doing this in stages so that it's not too overwhelming because it is a rather lengthy project. But again, we're going to be doing it in stages and you will get feedback from me on every stage. So the first stage is going to be the prospectus, and you'll find that video in a later learning module. It's basically just a proposal, but where you include the names of your sources and some information about your sources. The detailed essay outline is also in the future learning module video. It's exactly like it sounds, a detailed essay outline, and then you will submit the final paper. So there's a couple assignments here to help you prepare for the final essay. So for the final essay, you will construct a 7 to 10 page argumentative paper on any topic of gender we have covered in class. Your paper will include a concise thesis statement in the intro, and it will incorporate at least one article discussed in class, in addition to at least 3 scholarly sources. You will want to avoid committing logical fallacies to integrate evidence effectively and to support your argument with sound reasoning. You are required to include a counter-argument for this assignment, and you must use a source for evidence in this paragraph. So basically what this means is you need one in-class article minimum plus 3 scholarly minimum at least 4 minimum sources. And then either any of your 4 can go in the counter. Okay? So 1 in-class minimum plus 3 scholarly minimum is 4 minimum. Okay? And the scholarly sources can be found on the library website or Google Scholar or something of that nature, and there will be a separate video showing you how to use a library source to find your scholarly sources. Okay, so I hope that's clear there, and you will need a counter argument and it must have a source. Okay, in the argumentation video we talk about the importance of including a counter argument. It's really good to do so that you look less biased and that you've done your research, and plus if you can refute a counter argument successfully, then you come out looking a lot stronger. Alright, so here is a list of approved gender topics for this assignment. You must choose from this list or find another topic in the class readings that is not listed here. Regardless, your topic must come from the readings. One useful way to come up with a thesis is to ask yourself an opinionated critical question about one of these topics. Your answer to this question will then be your thesis. So this is exactly kind of the skills that we're going to be using from Essay 3. So for example, a question could be, who makes better homemakers, men or women? The answer could be, men make better homemakers than women because they are strong enough to carry multiple items at once, they are handy around the house, and they are effective disciplinarians. You cannot use this thesis as your own. So notice how the answer to that critical question really is an argument. Okay, and I have 3 reasons here to support my thesis, which will then turn into the 3 sections of my research paper. And then my counter argument, of course, would be women make better homemakers, or women are also strong, or women are more handy, or women are better disciplinarians. Right? So notice the counter argument goes against your thesis. Okay, so here is a long list of topics here, and they correspond to our readings. So the first few here, all of these, refer to the DeVore readings. Okay, he is our first author, Aaron DeVore. So all of those topics can be found in the DeVore reading. So if you pick one of these topics, I expect your in-class article to be DeVore, right? That makes sense. And then the next few here are Kimmel, okay, Michael Kimmel's article. And then the next couple are Morgan, and then the last ones are Kilborn, okay? So those topics do correspond to our readings for this unit. Alright? So you're coming up with a question about one of these topics and answering it in a thesis statement. So let me show you some resources on Blackboard here. If we go to the Handouts tab, okay, and then we go to Unit 4, alright, everything you need for this paper is really in this folder, and these will all come up within the learning modules as well, but it's nice to have, especially for this last paper, it's nice to have them all in this one unit. So our prompt is right here, all the readings are right here, the ones I just mentioned, DeVore, Kimmel, Morgan, and Kilborn. Now these files are very large, so just be patient when you open them, okay? They will eventually open, just be patient. Okay, there's a PowerPoint that I've also created a video lecture for that's in your learning module. The prospectus and the outline, again, those are in the learning modules. What I really want to get to are these 3 sample essays here. So you have 3 really, really good sample essays for you right here. They all have a counter argument, they're all on gender, and they're all vastly different topics. So I believe essay 3 is on body image, essay 2 is on the U.S. versus the Middle East, and I'm not exactly sure, I don't remember the topic of this one. But they're all, oh, I actually think this one is slut shaming, which is very interesting. So they all have done a very, very good job. Another thing here is a folder called Supplemental Article. Now, Kinlan talks about the homemaker topic from our prompt sample thesis there. If you would like to use Kinlan as a source, okay, let's go back to our prompt. I will allow you to use Kinlan as one of your scholarly sources because we are not covering it in class. Again, you are welcome to use Kinlan, which is the supplemental article found right here in Supplemental Article. You're welcome to use that as a scholarly source because we're not covering it in class. So that would mean you would need 1 in-class minimum and 2 more scholarly minimum. Alright? Again, you're welcome to use Kinlan. And then there's also the works cited page for you right there at the bottom. So there's lots of stuff to help you. Like I said, I've created a video on library research. I've created a video on the prospectus and the outline. So really any question you have about those assignments should be answered in those videos. However, if you have any other questions at all, please don't hesitate to email me or post to the discussion board.